Hi, folks. To the best of my recollection, I cannot remember consciously deciding to destroy someone. It is a big decision to decide to destroy someone. Thing is, any idiot can destroy. Destruction requires neither genius nor imagination. Rather, it is antipodal in motive and result. A team of genius engineers can take years building and designing a very advanced automobile, and an idiot with a cup of sugar and a hammer can destroy it in seconds. The choice to destroy is indicative itself of arrogance, for it lays claim to the right to abolish something belonging to another. When the very thing you seek to destroy is someone else, then the level of arrogance displayed now borders on criminal sociopathic behavior. Sure, I have been angry and have lashed out without thought. I usually ended up regretting those short-lived, impatient, and immature reactions and have sought to grow past that response. I have responded instinctively when attacked, and during those moments of heated battle have sought to disable, harm if necessary, and destroy if required for my own survival. But in those instances, the decision to engage was rarely mine. I engage in actions and I use my words, and I fully realize that in seeking to create change, enemies will be made, and there will be a component of harm to some. Those who seek to increase their wealth or power by manipulating either the political or judicial systems might be able to lay claim that the actions of myself and other activists are detrimental and harmful to their agendas and goals. But distinguishing between their apparent agenda and themselves as human beings, I can honestly say that I've never sought to harm them directly and personally, certainly never sought to destroy anyone. I have found the path of revenge to be a cold, rocky one ending in a cliff. I have found the benefit of forgiveness when dealing with those who I thought had trespassed against me. I have never operated with intent to destroy someone. Any harm I cause is never intended as a primary objective and is usually a result of acting with too much enthusiasm and too little due regard to the potential consequences of harm to others. I think deciding to destroy someone is to a large degree evidence of some form of mental illness. It is the epitome of arrogance. So when speaking of someone who decides to destroy another human being, it is a very alien mindset to most, and the motivation behind it will likely be very difficult for a sane human being to understand. Even if someone is acting out of anger, they could be deemed to be temporarily insane. Even the term mad reflects the idea that those who destroy, who engage in destruction and anger, is made without proper reasoning process, and it may be a form of temporary insanity. So why would anyone decide to destroy someone else? What would constitute a good reason? To me, the only thing that presents itself as lawful is if it needs to be done to save someone else due to the unlawful actions of another. Self-defense or defense of another to avoid your own destruction, and only as much force as is needed. I believe that's the only reason that really makes any sense. To decide to destroy someone for an imagined slight or an insult, or for failure to display an expected level of deference and respect, is further evidence of some serious psychological problems. It speaks of a deeply arrogant narcissism and delusions of grandeur, and it reflects a complete lack of conscience. I want to share with you some words put out by this guy who has been stalking me, harassing me, and defaming me, and against whom I'm seeking to bring legal action. And he's been engaging in these actions for about 3 years now. Read what he posted today. It was the fact that his initial refusal to answer a couple of questions and his dismissive, arrogant attitude is what made me decide to destroy him. It was just a spur-of-the-moment decision. On another day, I might have just ignored him. And the guy claims that I'm arrogant, yet he is the one who is deciding to destroy another human being. He made this decision on the spur of a moment, and he did so because he was upset that he didn't get his questions answered in a timely enough fashion. Not only does he continue to display arrogance with his words, he seems to be suffering from delusions of my failure due to his own grandeur. He's gloating about some non-existent effect he thinks he has achieved through his efforts to destroy. He says, "Glad I took the route I did. Now I see him floundering around like a beached whale." That's the delusion. The only thing that Menard ever said that was true, for him that is, was that we can't escape karma. I believe that's still true, and it's true for everyone. Enjoy the rest of your beer-soaked life, bong boy. So now who's being the one that's acting arrogantly and dismissively? And all of this, 3 years of this criminal harassment, because I didn't answer questions for him, and his goal, his intent was never to try to help other people. It wasn't because he felt the Freeman message was harmful to people and he wanted to try to block it. No, it was because his ego didn't like the fact that he didn't get his questions answered timely enough, so he decided to go out and destroy. If this man, whoever he is, whether or not he's a 12-year-old boy, or whether or not he might be used to being respected and deferred to, maybe he's a Bobby in the UK, who knows, but he clearly demonstrates some serious sociopathic tendencies. To choose to destroy someone else you've never met for no other reason than your questions did not get answered on an internet forum, to spend 3 years going nuts, essentially stalking your target all over the net, sending out emails in real time, his family and his friends, and essentially just seeking to destroy a man because of that reason, and to make the decision just so blithely, to just, on the spur of the moment, I decided to destroy this fellow human being. Well, I've never met him, but he didn't answer my questions on an internet forum. How is that not insane? And you know, on the Randy forum, they won't raise a peep about this. They won't point out the fact that his actions are clearly the actions of a criminal. Well, I think he's engaging in criminal actions, but he's seriously insane. The guy's got some serious psychological issues. If to him it's justifiable to seek to destroy someone because they didn't answer your questions on an internet forum, and then to spend 3 years doing this, engaging in tortuous actions in order to achieve your goal. That is some fucked up shit right there. It's the arrogance of destruction. The moment you choose that you have the right to destroy something which isn't yours, that's arrogant. The moment you start thinking you have a right to destroy another human being, that's incredibly arrogant. And the moment you decide that you have the right to destroy another human being because he didn't answer your questions, well, that's sociopathic. That's a level of narcissism and sociopathy that is off the scale. And whoever he is, he should not be employed by the public. That's for damn sure. Folks, I'm looking for help from the internets here. The guy who spoke those words earlier, the guy who takes it upon himself to destroy his fellow man because they do not answer questions on an internet forum. This sociopath is out there and he needs to be identified. The people who live with him, the people who work with him, the people for whom he works, they need to know what and who he is, and chances are he hides this side of him rather skillfully in real life. And it's a dangerous thing, and I think he should be identified for that reason alone. There's also the fact that I wish to serve him documents for the purpose of legal action in court. And so I'm sure the administrators of the James Randi Forum, they will abide by any orders of the court to release information, I'm sure. But before I go seeking what is called a Norwich order or an equitable bill of discovery, which can be rather expensive, incidentally, I need to be able to demonstrate that I've taken every other step available to me to try to secure this information. I have spoken with his IP or his service provider, and Um, I explained to them the situation. They told me what they expect, but still, before I bring them what they want, I have to demonstrate to the court that I've tried everything else possible. So I'm asking the internets for help. And here's what I know his IP address is. That's the email address I know he has used in the past. It seems to be deactivated now. It's jmbbwalton@gmail.com. He posts on the Randy forum as Jargon Buster. His IP is 7798186209. I want to know who this guy is so that his friends and the people around him know what kind of human being this guy is, who takes it so nonchalantly upon himself to destroy someone for the reason that his questions weren't answered on an internet forum. That would be troubling. I would want to know if the people around me engaged in these actions on the internet when they weren't in real life. It would be troubling to me to have someone around me who engages in these actions and thinks it's okay. They're fucked in the head. Plus, there's the fact that I want to bring legal action, and I need to serve him documents. He's playing a cowardly, silly bugger, running away and not identifying himself, so any help in that regard. Plus, there's a little book I'd like to publish with his face on the cover of it. All it is a collection of the words he's put out there on the internet previously, just so that people can understand what kind of human being this guy is. And then, of course, there's the fact that I would like to respond to his continued... It's an onslaught. It's just insane how much energy this guy puts into trying to defame me and the steps he'll go to do it. And he's been lying to the Randy forum right from the get-go. He's acknowledged, I mean, they have rules for their forum, for use of their forum, and part of that is you can't use it for an unlawful, malicious purpose, and that's exactly what he's been doing. It's now brought to their attention. They can't hide the fact that his original intent was never to discuss these issues, but was in fact to destroy another human being, and that they've allowed their forum to be used for that purpose. They have been complicit in allowing it to continue. It's now brought to their attention that this was his entire goal. This is his purpose now. Right from the get-go, he's been employing lies and the 180 flippy-dippy, where the guy's quite an accomplished liar. He will take a truth, flip it 180, and then present that as the truth and argue that. He's quite clever in how he does it. So 7798186209. Who the hell is this son of a bitch? I'd like to know. I got some documents for him. Eventually I am going to find out, but I'd like to do it without having to spend thousands of dollars first through an equitable bill of discovery. And if I can do it in this manner, then that's what I'm going to do. So anyone who has a technical knowledge and know-how, or the ability to find this information out and put a face and a name to it, please do so. Don't break the law. I'm not asking you to do anything unlawful in doing it. Ensure that you operate lawfully. But I would very much appreciate any information leading to his identity. So, thank you for your time. God's peace to you.